We've got Chris Littlecott with us now, Associate Director of E3G, which is an independent European climate change think tank. He's in Milton Keynes in the UK. Chris, I want to talk about some of those countries we listed there, but seeing as you are in the UK, I thought it would be pertinent to talk about the fact that the UK, I believe, hasn't actually used coal power for 2 months now. Is that correct? Since the demand went down during coronavirus, they shut off the coal plants and haven't used them at all. So it can be done.
Yes, absolutely. It can be done. The UK story is a really good one for showing the way the world is moving. If we look back to 2012, the UK still got 40% of its electricity from coal. And as you say, we had a run just a couple of weeks ago, which ended at 67 days. It only ended because a coal plant switched itself back on for testing. We've now gone a further 3 weeks without coal since. So the UK will be out of coal certainly by 2024 at the latest. It's down to its last 3 coal power plants, and it's had an amazing growth in offshore wind and increasingly even in solar.
So what then are the likes of, and I mentioned Japan and China there, who are approving a number of coal projects? What's their reasoning behind it? Is it just the fact that they've got lots of it and they want to use it? Simple as that?
Well, China is half of everything in the global economy in many ways. It's certainly true for coal. It's a half of coal consumption, half of the world's coal power plant capacity, and also half of the new plants under construction. There's been a big boom in electricity demand, but increasingly, even in China, renewables are now the cheapest new source of electricity. And what we're seeing in China, including through the economic recovery to the COVID crisis, is dynamics where provincial leaders and industrial interests are pushing coal plants as a way of increasing economic output, even though those coal plants themselves don't make economic sense. China has massive overcapacity. Coal plants are running at less than 50% across the year. They're actually losing money. But because of the way the system is set up there are still these incentives at provincial level to keep going with construction. So there's a real tension emerging there between the national government, which has made commitments to Paris Agreement and to act on climate change, and this dynamic still coming through at provincial level.
So, Paris, seeing as you mentioned that, because I wanted to talk about the United States. Obviously, the United States under Donald Trump withdrew from the Paris Climate Accord. So I think we can safely say that it's not terribly high on Donald Trump's agenda. And yet he talks about, quote, beautiful, clean coal. I mean, is that something? Or is it just his way of saying, no, we should still commit to this industry because jobs, because trying to win votes, all of these issues?
Yeah, well, I mean, that was his big pitch ahead of his election and his positioning. He made a big claim that he would be bringing back coal in the US. That's not happened. There are 0 new coal power plants under development in the US. There's been a really massive retirement process underway. Over half of the coal power plants unit level in the US have closed already. A load more will follow. And the US is now seeing that growth in renewables pick up just as it has in Europe. The latest projections from the US government signal that this year they will see greater generation from renewables than coal. And there's definitely no renaissance coming. Really interestingly, if you look at the president's own tweets and his own rhetoric around this, he's kind of silently admitting defeat on this. He's really not promoting the case of the cause of the coal miners or bringing back coal anywhere near as much as he did before. So I think reality has hit home. Coal is not coming back in the US. It is firmly on its way out.
Really interesting talking to you about this, Chris. An interesting topic. Chris Littlecott on the issue of coal. Thank you.
Thank you.